What's going on YouTube? There are a lot of vehicles in the world that claim to be luxurious, but when you experience a full-size luxury sedan, it becomes clear what real luxury is all about. The Mercedes S-Class has long been regarded as the benchmark luxury car, with the ultimate comfort, opulence, and prestige. However, BMW just released the all-new 7 Series, which is looking to take down the S-Class with a new high-tech approach to luxury. So which of these two is the ultimate status symbol you'd want in your driveway? Let's go ahead and find out. Now, even though money definitely isn't the primary concern for those shopping in this segment, we'll start off the video by breaking down the pricing like always. Beginning with the S-Class, we have the S500 today with around $13,000 of additional options, which takes you to a total price of $129,045. Now, the new 7 Series starts at a base price of about $20,000 less than the S-Class, which means we can opt for the higher output V8 version for less money. We have the 760i xDrive, which starts at $113,600 and totals to $124,195 after options. That puts them pretty much equal to each other in terms of price, to a rich person at least. So the first place to begin is with the exterior design and features. Now obviously you don't need me to tell you that these two are very different in that regard. The all-new 7 Series has gone bold to the extreme, with large squared off and blacked out kidney grills in the front. The S-Class sticks with the elegant approach it's always deployed, utilizing a chrome grille and classy Mercedes pointed star. In these comparisons, we like to keep things objective, so we won't award points for design preferences. But be sure to let us know which one you'd prefer in the comments below. The lighting, while visually very different, has the same advanced LED lighting technology, like adaptive abilities. The 7 Series does feature real crystals in its daytime running light, and has an elaborate fading turn signal. Now heading to the sides, this is where you really start to get a sense of just how large and imposing these two are. The 7 Series has grown 5 inches over the previous model, and is now 4 inches longer than the already huge S-Class. As far as the wheels are concerned, both are rocking 20-inch alloys with nice designs. More importantly, both also have rear-wheel steering, which allows them to turn more like compact sedans than the large limos they are. And then finishing off the designs in the back, the BMW once again goes with the unique polarizing look, while the Mercedes is more subdued. Both of course have fully LED taillights and exposed exhaust. Now heading on to some of the other features, both have loaded mirrors with heating, power folding, auto dimming, and active blind spot monitoring. Plus, both of them also come standard with a full gauntlet of safety systems, including automatic forward emergency braking with pedestrian detection, lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control, and auto high beam headlights. The BMW does also feature a hands-free highway drive assist at speeds up to 80 miles per hour. Finally, when it comes to warranties, both have 4-year 50,000-mile basic and powertrain warranties, but only the BMW comes with 3 years of complimentary maintenance. But the fun is just now warming up, so let's get to the uber luxury cabins before we take them out for a spin. So walking up to the vehicles, both are of course going to have smart entry with some of the nicest key fobs money can buy. Now the Mercedes does come with automatic pop-out door handles, but the BMW has it beat here. In our Beamer's executive package, we have the 4 fully automatic opening doors, like the related Rolls-Royce models. But regardless, once we reach the interiors, they both have a lot of wow factor, but they couldn't be further apart in terms of the design. Inside the S-Class, we have a classier look with real macchiato leather seats and poplar wood trim. The new 7 Series, however, has a tech-centric cabin with many visually interesting elements. It's finished in a slightly higher grade of merino leather. And speaking of the seats, they are extremely adjustable. with heating, cooling, and even multi-stage massage. One extra bougie feature of the Mercedes is that it has pillows in the headrest. Once inside, we can talk about the cabin materials as a whole. Now, even though the BMW has the flashier interior design, the materials are similar. Both have leather all over the upper dash and door trims, tons of real wood that runs through the middle areas, and then more leather and soft-touch plastics on all the lower surfaces. There is nothing you touch that's not premium. Both of them have interactive and very advanced ambient lighting throughout the cabin. They are situationally aware and respond to things like changing the temperature and speaking to the virtual assistant. So after starting them up, we can turn our attention to the gauges. Both of them are using very similar looking tablet-style 12.3-inch digital gauge clusters. Additionally, both offer augmented reality head-up displays. And coming back to the steering wheels, both are fully leather-wrapped, power adjusting, and heated, with supplemental heated armrest as well. Okay, so next up, let's dig into the major area of interior storage. They have similar sized consoles that even open up in the same fashion. The front bins also have similar storage, 2 cup holders, and wireless phone charging pads. One Mercedes advantage, though, is the hidden storage behind the screen. Both use electronic shifters, the Mercedes a column-mounted one and the BMW a small glass one. When reversed, both of them have 360-degree camera systems with very cool 3D views. Now let's go ahead and check out the audio systems. Both have stunning audio quality, impressive metal speaker grills, and offer even more advanced systems for about $5,000 more. As far as climate controls, the BMW has standard 4-zone automatic ones, while the Mercedes has dual zone without the climate package. Both are adjusted via the touchscreens. And as we come to the infotainment systems themselves, they look very dissimilar, but they're a lot more similar in the feature set. The BMW has a horizontal orientation, coming in at a larger 14.9 inches, compared to the Mercedes with a 12.8-inch vertical orientation. Outside of the size difference, both have amazing resolution and snappy performance, plus built-in navigation and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Finally, the last thing to mention up front are the auto-dimming mirrors and large panoramic sunroofs. The BMW has cool lighting built in that matches the ambient lighting colors, but only the Mercedes can actually open up. Alright, but now let's move on to the rear areas, which are also very important since a lot of executives like to be in the back and have someone else drive them around. Both of these two are only sold in long wheelbase form in the US, so they have absolutely prodigious rear legroom and headroom measures. In this regard, they are also within 5% of each other. Now these two can be fully kitted out to basically be limos if you have the right equipment, but the ones we have today are more modest. That's not to say there aren't still more than enough features to keep you comfortable, with things like rear vents, plugs, and power sunshades. As I mentioned in the front, the rear does not have its own rear climate control in the S-Class, but both of them have heated rear seats. Our S-Class furthermore has ventilated rear seats and power recline. Additionally, it's worth noting that the 7 Series does have the option of getting a BMW theater system. This 31-inch display pops down from the roof and is something that Mercedes doesn't offer at this time. Interestingly, the trunks are not nearly as cavernous as the back seats, but the 7 Series does give 6% more space than the Mercedes. Alrighty, that's it for the interiors. So now let's take this tight race out on the road to see who will come out on top. Under the hoods and out on the road, the differences are just as stark as everywhere else. The biggest aspect is the fact that the BMW, costing so much less, allows it to have the upgraded V8 engine, while our S-Class has the standard i6. Because of that, even though both are fast, the 760 really blows your mind, with over 500 horsepower and a 4.1 second 0 to 60. Alright, there's a quick punch of the accelerator here in the 7 Series. And not just any 7 Series, the 760i, that's the V8 powered model. So we already talked a little bit about, of course, what's under the hood. This is the 4.4 liter turbo V8, producing 536 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque. So obviously a lot of power, has a nice V8 growl as well, and it's just smooth power delivery.
Yeah, so smooth.
And as easy as that, we are at 60 miles per hour in this S-Class. I said easy because, this engine just does not sound like it has any strain whatsoever. I mean,
no.
You really can't hardly hear it at all. We were just discussing this off camera. Really, this is about as close as you can get to like an electric vehicle with a internal combustion engine still. Like,
it's so smooth.
It's so smooth and so quiet. That's just absolutely incredible. Now you might be wondering, of course, what is actually underneath the hood. This is the S500, so this is the standard engine. It's going to be a 3-liter turbocharged inline 6-cylinder engine. It's going to be paired with the Mercedes EQ Boost mild hybrid system, and it's going to be making 429 horsepower, 384 pound-feet of torque. That being said, the plushness and ride quality is quite possibly the most important element of the flagship sedans. Both are amazing, but the air suspension on the S-Class is impossible to beat, with the feeling of riding on a composed cloud. It's just that good.
Also contributing to that isolation is your ride quality. I really don't even have to tell you guys that this S-Class rides well, because this is the benchmark sedan on best riding vehicle money can buy. You do have a standard air suspension on every single S-Class that rolls off the lot, and it soaks the bumps up incredibly smooth. Nothing soaks it up like an S-Class, and I'll just leave it at that. And I do want to talk about your ride quality, because this 7 Series, it just does a phenomenal job. I mean, just sitting here, the seat is probably one of the most comfortable seats I've ever sat in. I'd say it's up in the top 5. It might even be more comfortable than the S-Class from what I remember. I mean, it's just so soft, so supportive. I'm getting a massage right now, and the suspension does such a good job, guys. Now, if you just watch as we go over into concrete, it just soaks it up so well. And of course, we do have a standard air suspension. That's why the ride quality is so good. Standard air suspension with adaptive dampers.
Both models are mild hybrid this year, which helps it to have incredibly smooth auto start stops. That being said, the Mercedes slightly edges out the BMW here as well. Now, since we've got a second here sitting at a red light, this would be a good time to talk about EQ Boost. Like I was saying, it is a mild hybrid system, and one of the biggest benefits of this is just advanced auto start stop. This vehicle turns off the engine before it even comes to a complete stop. It can fire up the engine system so quickly, so smoothly, so imperceptibly.
Yeah.
We've talked in depth about this in other Mercedes products, so I won't go crazy detail, but at the end of the day, just know this is the best that anybody has to offer right now. Just auto start stop is just, it's butter. But as pinnacle luxury vehicles, they also need to be quiet. and they both deliver spectacularly low decibel readings at highway speeds. These are two of the lowest numbers we've ever sampled in any vehicle.
Very nice.
So nice, so smooth.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get our sound level reading going 55 miles per hour. This is, of course, a very important part of anything in this segment. Our final number is sitting at 51.7 decibels.
Wow.
Ooh, very, very good sound level reading. I do believe that's right on par with that S-Class model, so that is certainly saying something that the 7 Series is just as quiet as an S-Class, because that's really the benchmark of the quietest vehicle money can buy. Let's get our sound level reading. Official Car Confections sound level reading is going to be sitting at 50.7 decibels. and it is very windy outside, like it was blowing my hair around all day long while we were filming. And like Drew and I have said throughout this video, we were just kind of talking off camera, it's just so quiet in here. 50 decibels, that makes this, I think, the lowest tested car on our system. It pretty much is every year that we review an S-Class, and it's just incredible. When you get in this car, it's like you're in an isolated library. Like, I can whisper to Drew. You have no need to raise your voice to hear anyone in the cabin. It even silences the cars just driving around. You'll notice it at a red light, like a big, loud truck will drive by, and you can barely even hear it, because it's just so isolated inside of this cabin.
Finally, as far as fuel economy, the smaller displacement engine and mild hybrid helps the Mercedes achieve 13% better fuel economy. So there you have it. These two heavyweight powerhouse luxury sedans battled it out extensively. The BMW is bold, high-tech, and luxurious, while the Mercedes offers that statelier and more traditional feel for the luxury clientele. But just like most luxury vehicles, they are really an extension of your personalities, so let us know which combination you would go for in the comments below. Anyway, thanks for joining us for another Car Confections comparison, and be sure to subscribe for more comparisons and our signature full review videos. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.